Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be talking about taking naps, or rather avoiding nap, when you have chronic fatigue syndrome. So grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So this was a video that was requested. You can do this at any time if I talk about something, or there's something you want to know about, or you see something on my Instagram, whatever it is, and you want to know more, just leave me a comment down below. I quite often do requested videos. I love doing them. I love knowing the sorts of things that you really want to see and know more of. So let me know in the comments. But anyway, this person asked how I avoid napping with my chronic fatigue syndrome, and it's something that I've had to work hard on. It's something that isn't linear. Like, my fatigue is different from day to day and time of the day to day to day. But I thought it was important to talk about this because a lot of the time we feel like we have to give in to our body all the time, and I found when I personally nap during the day, I cannot sleep that night. And it was kind of, what I found was it was flipping my days over. So I was awake all night when my husband was trying to sleep and just lying there like worrying, and my mind was going. And then in the daytime, I just wanted to be asleep all day. And so my chronic fatigue was kind of flipping my days over, and I was finding that I was just napping all the time and not getting full night's sleep. And I think a lot of people with chronic fatigue struggle with this because insomnia, weirdly enough, goes along with chronic fatigue. I don't know how that works, why they decided to team up and create superpowers together, but it's weird. But I really started to realise that I needed to work on this. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how I did that. Before I do though, don't forget you can hit the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would love to have you here. Leave me a cheeky like and a comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff. But let's get to it, shall we? So the first thing I want to say is it is perfectly okay to nap. Napping is not a bad thing. If you are somebody that needs to nap, it's perfectly fine. If you find that you can sleep all night, get up, need a little nap mid-morning, and then have another nap mid-afternoon, and then go to bed and sleep perfectly fine. That's just the way your body is and how it's getting through its day. Nothing wrong with that. It's nothing to feel uncomfortable about or worry about or stress about. I think it's perfectly healthy if that's the way your body is with its fatigue, whether that's for a short term or whether it's long term. I don't think it's anything to feel bad about. However, if it is making it hard for you to sleep at night, like it was for me, that's what we're talking about today. How to flip things around so that you can sleep well at night and be awake and have more usable hours during the day. Usable hours. I mean, I say that, but honestly, most of my time is spent sitting on the sofa with the dog. So do not think that I'm out here climbing mountains or doing tons of things, because I'm really not. The reality is very different to that. I will, of course, leave down below articles about chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, long COVID, and anything I can find like that, so you can educate yourself and learn a little bit more about this very complicated illness. I'll also leave a link to all my blog posts to do with my personal chronic fatigue. My blog is definitely more of a place where I can like vent how I'm feeling or how my body's doing, and it's much more personal, though I do tips and tricks on there for people as well. So if you want to subscribe to my blog, you can do down there, and you can also follow me on Ko-fi, so links to everything will be down below. So the first thing I'm going to say, and you know it's coming, pacing. Pacing is probably the hardest skill to learn, but I'm going to tell you just some of the basic tips and how I personally get along with pacing. Each month I will look at my whole month ahead, and I have a diary where I write down everything that I know is coming up. I write down all my YouTube video topics. I write down what I'm writing in my blog. I write down everything goes in this diary, all of my jobs and everything. And if I've got any like hair appointments, then each week on a Sunday I will sit down and look through what I've got to come for the week ahead, and I will plan everything out. So you have to plan it out. You have to plan out your whole week, when you're going to do this, when you're going to do that, and plan out times when you can rest. That's how you have to look at your week. You have to plan everything, whether you're cleaning a bookshelf, you know, getting something in the post, trying new medication, going to see a doctor. Like, every single thing has to go in your diary. And I have always been somebody who does that. You can get diary apps, journal apps, all these sorts of things. I'm very old school, so I just have a paper one because I like to look through it. And I have different coloured pens for different things. Yeah, I'm one of those people. But I think it's important to be a routine person. So on a Monday, my video comes out. So I know that on a Monday, I need to have my video recorded and edited. And I usually do that on a Saturday and a Sunday. I'll record on Saturday, edit on Sunday, video out Monday. Monday is reserved for subtitling and getting the video out. Wednesday is my blog day. Thursday I record and edit, and Friday I have my video out. And that's my week. Like, that's the things that I know I've got to do on those days. Pacing out your week and having set days for set things is so important. If you do have to clean your home, clean a little bit at a time. Break it down into small pieces. Don't be like, on a Monday I clean my entire house. Be like, on a Monday I clean half of my bathroom. That's what it has to be. Chronic fatigue and dealing without taking naps is about making everything really small, bite-sized, and lots of rest between. If I do like 20 minutes of work like this, talking to the camera, I usually do like 20 minutes sat here talking to you. After that, I need to sit down for, say, half an hour, 45 minutes and just rest. Not do anything else, just sit there and rest. That's every time. There's no way around that. I can't get out of doing that. That is just the way it has to be. For me to be able to do this hobby, other things have to move out of the way. I have to be able to just sit then. I have to be able to do things in a certain way. So I think pacing is all about slowing down, making your jobs into smaller bite-sized pieces, and resting. 20 minutes, half an hour, or whatever it needs to be for you. If you have high fatigue, it might be 5 minutes of activity and an hour's rest. It's not as easy as just being like, well, this is what I do, so this is what you have to do. And that's what's kind of difficult about explaining pacing, because it's something that's very hit and miss. You have to kind of try different things, and some things that you try might make you have a flare, and that's really horrible. But then you learn, okay, I can't do that, or I can't do as much of that. So it's really, really important when you're pacing at the first is to keep trying. You might fail. You might get up one morning and be like, I feel really good. I'm going to do this, and this. You can't do that. Every day has to be the same, whether it's a high pain day or a low pain day, high fatigue day or a low fatigue day. Obviously, if it's a high fatigue, high pain, just rest. There's no shame in that. I mean, just 2 days ago, I had an epic nap. I got up, had my breakfast, and then slept for 3 hours. It happens. Sometimes you will need to nap. Some days you'll have a headache or a flare. It's not a linear thing. It's kind of a waves. But if you get into a good routine, a good standard routine, you will find things will start to settle down, rather than I nap and then I'll try and fit in everything, and then I'll nap and then I'll try and fit in everything. Does that make sense? That's how I see it. You have to find a baseline, and that's through doing routine, little bite-sized chunks. I really hope that made sense. The next thing is to hydrate and eat well and eat regularly. Have snacks on hand, not sugary snacks. I will say this, sugary snacks like chocolate bars and things, I mean, they're yummy, but they're not going to sustain you. It's better to have some fruit and some protein, or maybe make yourself a smoothie or a juice and keep it in the fridge and you can have a sip of that. Be aware of what you need to have. You know, if you're diabetic or if you have allergies or food intolerances, do your research. I mean, it might be that for your intolerances, there aren't any snacks that you can just buy. So you need to make them. So bulk make them and freeze them, and then, you know, find ways to have healthy snacks. Find ways to drink lots of water. I know, but you need to be drinking a lot of water. I bought myself like this bottle. It's probably about this high. I should have bought it. Anyway, it's about this high, and I try and drink 2 of those in a day. and have like tea and coffee and soup and that sort of thing through the day. For my lunch, I don't tend to eat a lot, but I usually will have something like today I had apple slices with some healthy peanut butter and a drink. So it's just a case of staying hydrated and eating well, eating healthy, good food that your body can tolerate is going to make a big difference. And eating regularly, it's better to have 5 or 6 small snacky meals if you deal with nausea or something like that, rather than trying to eat 3 big meals that then make you tired. I find eating big meals really difficult because I have a lot of jaw pain, and because of that I am much better having little snacky things throughout the day, like toast or soup and things like that, sandwich maybe, rather than lots of big meals. Again, it's all what you can tolerate, but I find that if I eat sugary meals or a big meal in the day, then I'm going to need a nap, because you get that sugar high that might help you to do that job that you wanted to do, but then you're going to crash and need a nap. So it's thinking about how to eat healthily, and there are lots of YouTubers and vloggers and blog posts about how to eat healthily. So just educate yourself, look around, see what you can find, and really start to think about food as fuel. And if you've got the right fuel in your body, you're going to be able to do more than if you're filling it up with rubbish, if that makes sense. The next thing is to get a good nighttime routine, and I've done videos about this, so I will leave them down below, and I think I've done blog posts as well, but anything I find I will leave down below. A good nighttime routine is going to make all the difference. I cannot even begin to tell you how much a difference it's made having a good nighttime routine, and I've got plans to make it even better. I find that if I have my nighttime meds about 7:30, 8 o'clock, go to bed about 8:30, and I like to go upstairs and do my face and everything, do my face routine. Then I might do a little bit of light exercise, and I do have an accessible exercise routine playlist, which again will be linked down below, but I'll pick something off there and I will do that. And that makes me tired. Then I'll get into bed and I'll just have candles lit, very low lighting, and I'll just watch some videos on YouTube or read a little bit, and then I go to sleep about 10:30, 11, and that's the same every night. And you'll find that if you have like a hot chocolate and you get into bed early and you rest, that rest makes a big difference. Like from about 9 o'clock until about 10:30, 11, I'm just chilling. I'm just straight up lying in bed with my dog and my iPad and just resting, and that is just as good as having an extra nap to me. And then I go to sleep, and I sleep really well through the night. I also listen to podcasts through the night. That helps me sleep. It stops me thinking about all the negative thoughts and depression and going through my day. I find those thoughts don't come when I'm listening to something, so that might be something you need to look at. And I can do an updated nighttime routine if you would like, just let me know. But the biggest thing that you can do is listen to your body. What does your body need today? Do you need to eat more? Are you feeling hungry all day, or you're not hungry at all? Do you feel sick? Are you tired? Do you have a headache? All these things have to be taken into consideration every day. So you might have your set routine that you always do everything the same, but if you wake up and you don't feel well, you can move things around. It has to be a routine that you can push things down a little bit, or think a bit like, I can do that tomorrow, I can do that next week. It always has to be movable. Like, there are occasionally days, and I'm hoping to get better at this year, I have to miss recording. Like, I'm not well enough to come and sit and talk to a camera with a bright light in my face, which does not help my headaches or my migraines at all, but it makes me look cute. So what are you gonna do? But I definitely feel like there are times when I can't record or I can't do a blog post, and those are the days where you have to be kind to yourself and say, okay, today's not a day where I can do this, and that's okay. Instead, I'm just gonna rest. I'm just gonna chill out, and I'm gonna be kind to me. And that's what it's all about. Self-care, self-kindness. I talk about this so much here on the channel, so much on my blog. Self-kindness and self-care, the most important things. You are amazing. And if you deal with chronic illnesses, your body is working harder than everybody else's body just to get through the day. So be kind to it, you know? If all you can deal with that day is having a bath putting your pajamas on and watching Disney movies all day. Me. But if that's all you can cope with that day, that's fine. What's the problem? It's not, you're not hurting anyone. It's not illegal. There's no problem with that. Just do it. I think that's important. It's important to be kind to yourself. It's important to listen to what your body needs and give it what it needs. Each day is going to be different. That's okay. You know, we're all humans doing our best, and that's what it's all about. I really hope that this gives you some ideas about how to slow down, how to pace, how to stop taking as many naps. Because honestly, even though I say it's okay if you need to nap, and I know that logically, I know it's okay if I need to nap. Also, if I need to nap, I will feel guilty because our society is set up for people who are well. It's set up for you to push through no matter what, and naps are for children. Let's get on with this, you know? And you do find yourself sitting there thinking, I've just had a 3-hour nap. I haven't done this and I haven't done that and I haven't got the other thing done. But flipping that over and saying, but my body needed to rest, and so I rested. And that's just as important as cleaning the bookshelf or wiping over the toilet or whatever the job was that you needed to get done. I really hope this helped you and that you got something out of it. If you need me to expand on anything, talk about it more, if you would like me to do blog posts about anything or any more videos, definitely just let me know down below. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. If you did, don't forget to head down below and leave it a cheeky little like so I know that you enjoyed it and I can bring more like this to the channel in future. Don't forget as well to head down below, leave me a comment, let me know your tips and tricks for getting a good routine up and not needing naps when you have chronic fatigue and insomnia. Why have they decided to team up? Somebody tell me that. Why have they, is it just like what? It's like Lex Luthor teams up with the Joker and suddenly everything goes wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like what? Why are you doing this to us? And last but certainly not least, if you like my content, if you like my face, don't forget to head down below, hit that little subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. Take care everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, marvellous, healthful week. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.